Hello everybody, I hope you're doing good today. This video will contain copyrighted material being used underneath fair use act for educational purposes. It's rocket launch update. I don't know how many rocket launch videos I've done. Many. Like I told you before, it was nothing more than a sham, and I'll still stick by that today. I'll take you back to Mad Mike's Facebook page and show you again. There's cancellation after cancellation, scheduled rocket launch after scheduled rocket launch. That never happens. It's a repeatable cycle. It's a set pattern. It's a scam. Let's have a look. July 30th, 2014. This is 6 months after he nearly died on his other rocket launch. Like I said, I don't even think he was in that rocket. I think it's all a bunch of crap, especially the part where he tries to say he survived a 20G landing. Yeah, right. Anyways, 6 months later, after he nearly died and was walking around on a walker, according to Dirt, D-I-T-R-H, I call him Dirt. Was walking around on a walker for months after that, but apparently 6 months after he was ready for another rocket launch, but he canceled it. We have canceled the Canadian jump. Lack of enough sponsorship, and I was just physically and emotionally exhausted. We were working on jumping the Snake River Canyon in November and possibly an event in Vegas on New Year's Day. Both of them never happened. All three of these never happened. So, let's go on. The announcer of the jump at Nevada Casino will be next week. Never happened. Well, let's go on. Here we are 2 months later. We were working on a 1 mile jump from Canada to America over the St. Lawrence Seaway. May 30th looks like the date. Also working on a test jump Lake Elsinore for February. The proposed jump at the Satellite Casino looks like it will be later next year. Whoops. That never happened. Those other launches at the Seaway never happened. We are still pursuing, here we are 2 months later now, we are still pursuing the 1 mile jump location. There is a member of the parliament working on this also. The Seaway Authority right now is the holdup. We may have a practice jump in Yermo, California. Now that never happened. And then look, you even had the media, WGN TV. They even showed up at one of his proposed rocket launches that never happened. Kind of like what's going on now and all the media coverage, and it never happened. Same thing happened in 2015. The media was there and it never happened. Starting to see a pattern, folks. This is why I say it'll never happen. Not in Mike's lifetime. My lifetime. Let's take a look here. Sunday, June 21st at 3 p.m. Hollister Air Show. The rocket jump will be a half-mile attempt. Never happened. March 8th, 2015. We were working, then it moves on to April, a month later. We're working on another location just 10 miles from where I live. Could that be Amboy, California? Already have spoken to the BLM and local film commission and landowners. We have a marketing firm now in Bend, Oregon, and together we're working on a 3/4 mile jump, canyon jump, 35 miles from Bend. We're filing the filming permit Monday for September 7th jump. It's just starting to see a pattern, folks, of canceled rocket launch after canceled rocket launch. We're working on, we are working in 3 jump date and locations. Amarillo, November 28th. Willow Springs Raceway, January 2nd and the 3rd. Madras, Oregon, the weekend before the Super Bowl. Now keep this in mind, folks. He just did a video the other day that MGTV showed. in which he said that, hey, if it doesn't happen now, I'll schedule it for the Super Bowl weekend. That will be probably a better idea yet. So this ain't the first time he said that he was going to schedule it for Super Bowl weekend. He did it in 2015, October 8th. So Super Bowl would have been in January of 2016. So let's keep going here. Monday, November 8th or 28th, looks like when this will happen at Amboy on Route 66. And this is October 29th, 2016. Over a year ago, folks. 13 months ago, he was supposed to jump this freaking rocket at Amboy, California. It never happened. And here we are 13 months later, and it's not happening again. We should make the official announcement to jump February 4th, Super Bowl weekend, out at Amboy, California. So here we are, it's 2017, after months and months and months and months and months and months of cancellations after cancellations after cancellations. Since he's been in the flat earth community and wanted money from the flat earth community, he has had at least 13 canceled dates now, including the ones of just recent in Amboy, California. 13 canceled rocket launch dates, folks. In just many months. Maybe even 14 or 15. I lost track. I know it was 9 just alone before, while he was in the flat earth community. Plus whatever he had out at Amboy. He probably had another 3 out there. So we should make an official announcement for February 4th, Super Bowl weekend. Mark my words, he's supposed to come out later this week, I think Friday, and make an announcement of when he plans to launch the rocket. And he's going to tell you Super Bowl weekend. Mark my words. He's used that line before. March 25th, Saturday, 3 p.m., Amboy, California. Hopefully, jumping, hopefully. The weather has been terrible where I live the last 5 days. So, another canceled date. But you see the pattern here. Now, to the gentleman that's been out at Amboy, California, filming Mike's rocket launch attempt again, I have a right to use your stuff under fair use, under limited use, and that's what I'm doing. I'm not making any money off this video or anything like that. I'm not even playing your video. I'm just using a few still images in your video under limited use underneath the Fair Use Act. So you have no rights filing a copyright claim against me. All right, here we go. So they claim some damage happened as they were driving down the road and the rocket fell off. Maybe it did. Maybe it didn't. I don't know what to believe anymore. You can't believe anything Mad Mike says. But this guy shows us in the video, you see the scratches on the pretty red paint. And you see the wheel, it's bent. The wheel is supposed to be up here. See this rail? This is supposed to be the rail this wheel sits in. I used to weld, and I had a ROP class in high school, and I did some welding for about the first 4 or 5 years after I got out of high school. I welded boat trailers, horse trailers, utility trailers. I built truck beds, flatbed truck beds, utility trucks, you know, with the compartments in it and for tools, and put little cranes on them and things like that. And I done a lot of welding, and I can tell you this is not a structurally sound ramp. You got these little tack welds holding this rail on, and remember, there's going to be pressure generated by this rocket. I estimate this rocket to be about 1,300 pounds. There's at least 600 pounds of water, 70 gallons. It's close to 600 pounds. And then you got this cheap ass square tubing here. It's probably, real thin walled. But it's just not structurally sound. And I mean, the forces generated from this rocket are going to be tremendous as it's going up that ramp. You got 1,300 pounds of pressure multiplied probably 2 or 3 times of downforce on that ramp. And you see this cheesy design, these little cheesy metal wheels that are supposed to be holding all this weight and then riding in this little thin track. And one other thing I noticed here is this. You see these creases here? Now, I don't know if that happened during the accident or this is just some cheap, they use it in my model airplanes. It's what they use to cover the model airplanes. It's more like a heat wrap thing. And you just apply it to your plane, use some heat, and it sticks. Use an iron or whatever, and it sticks to it. And then you can use like a hair dryer or whatever and blow it, and it'll remove all these wrinkles out. So you'll have a perfectly skinned airplane, and it looks great. You know, it looks, you know, real shiny. It looks like paint. It looks like this. So I'm not sure if these ripples happen when it supposedly fell off the trailer, or this is just happening because of this tarp being pulled over, causing these little ripples here. So this, like I said, this is nothing more, and I said this before in videos long ago, months ago, this is nothing more than a prop, folks, and it will never fly. You will never see this fly. If you see a video of this thing flying, it's going to be a fake CGI video. I never said the rocket's fake. I said it's a stage prop. That's what I said, and I'll stick by that. It's nothing more than a stage prop, a poorly made stage prop. So let's keep going here to the next picture. You'll see this is the other side and the other wheel. This wheel is supposed to be in this track. And again, you just got these little tack welds here holding this rail on. That's supposed to be, this wheel's supposed to be sitting in. You'll get a better image of this in the next picture. But again, you see this little square tubing here. It's supposed to be in reinforcement. All this little thin-walled square tubing. This is all just for looks, folks. This is not structurally sound in any way, shape, or form. You know, it's not going to hold the forces generated by this rocket as it climbs a steep ramp. It's just no way in hell. So, let's keep going here. Last picture. Now, I remember Mad Mike saying he's having a special nozzle CNC'd for his rocket. That's going to allow it to travel the extra distance he needs to break the record. And I even had a comment from the guy who said he CNC'd the nozzle on his CNC machine for Mad Mike. Okay? For you that don't know what a CNC machine is, it's just basically a lathe that shapes metal, cuts metal down to whatever you want to make it. So anyways, this is supposed to be the nozzle that was CNC'd. I look at this and I say, this ain't no specially made nozzle. This is a old, 1950s or so, 60s industrial lighting. Likely had a cage around it to protect the bulb from being busted. That's all this is. This is a light shade. An old metal light shade. Look how thin walled this aluminum is. And this is aluminum, I could tell. Look at how thin walled this stuff is. This wasn't CNC. It's got rivets over here. It's probably, this bracket probably helped hold the cage on. This isn't, like I said, this is a stage prop. Look at this, a little cheap little screw in there, a little rivet there. And then here's the other wheel on that track I was telling you about with the small little welds. This is supposed to hold all the forces generated. This little freaking wheel. This bearing system ain't rated for that much weight. That's why I said this is nothing more than a stage prop, people. They're just using this and Mad Mike to embarrass the flat earth community. And that's all you're going to get out of this. Is nothing but embarrassment. That's it. Just all stage prop. Have a good day, everybody.